abroad in the spring of my junior year in Madrid, Spain through the IES program.
I studied abroad in Quito, Ecuador.
I studied abroad in the spring of my junior year in Moscow, Russia.
I studied in Paris and I did a homestay.
I studied outside Paris in the school is called SEA, it was an electrical engineering school.
I studied abroad in Scotland at the University of Edinburgh.
I spent my semester in Paris specifically because I wanted to become more fluent in French, and so I did the full immersion. I took all my courses in French at French universities or through my program, which was the Hamilton College program, and I was kind of nervous before I left about taking inorganic chemistry and inorganic lab as well as seminar in French, but I found that it was actually easier than some of my humanities classes.
I took 2 math classes in Edinburgh, and both of them were very different from the classes here. They were very traditional mindset where they had very specific textbooks that they followed. There were traditional textbooks in the field, and I felt like they were just as rigorous as Mudd, just in a different sense.
I was able to take an engineering class and also some classes on Ecuadorian culture, and then of course Spanish.
I got to take classes in English, which was nice because I learned a little bit of Russian, but I certainly wasn't fluent. So it was really nice to have the opportunity to take some classes towards my physics degree and to learn about more Russian language and Russian culture, in a language that I spoke, to still get the credits done.
I got to do a lot of traveling. I got to the south of France, I got to Spain, United Kingdom, Budapest even to visit some mudders over there.
I had a wonderful experience staying at a homestay with a family that was so sweet, cooked for me every day, some of the best food I've ever had, and a wonderful, wonderful experience.
I think one of the biggest things about study abroad for me was just getting out on my own, getting that real world experience that you don't really get in the dorms at Mudd. It really complemented the other 3.5 years that I had at Mudd.
The study abroad office answered all my questions, and they took care of everything that I was worried about.
The people in Scotland were really friendly. They were very fun to hang out with, and I felt like everywhere I went in the country, people were welcoming and telling me exactly where to go, where the best food was, where the best pub was, and that was a really great experience to have.
I mean, it was kind of interesting for me on a personal level to have to think about concepts that were, to me, just science, or just truth, if you will, in a sort of absolute sense, but think about them in French. And so it was kind of interesting just to see how, the facts remained the same, but my perception and how I interacted with them was a little bit different.
I was able to really master Spanish. I was able to get a firm grasp on how to communicate socially with my friends, but also professionally. And when it came time upon graduation to apply for jobs, I actually conducted some interviews in Spanish, and I think it was a skill that really helped me get the current position that I have.
I work with people from Haiti, India, China, Armenia, and Lebanon, all over the world. And I think definitely taking classes abroad, working on projects with people from different countries has definitely made it easier for me to work with people from different countries at work.
It really gave me the courage and the impetus to travel to other places now.
I learned Spanish and I just learned to better communicate, and when I came back I noticed that my writing was better. I was more articulate in English just because I sort of studied communication from a different angle. It gave me a new perspective.
My advice is to go study abroad, even if you're a seasoned world traveler, because living for a semester or a year in a different country just gives you a totally different perspective than a quick sort of tourism whirlwind.
I would say to step out of your comfort zone. The more you can gain new experiences, ones that you never thought that you would expect, really help build you as a person, really help build you as a candidate for any career that you want to go into.
Give it a shot. Read about the different programs, read about the different options that you have, the different classes you could take, the different places you could see.
Talk to people who have gone abroad and ask them about their experiences, ask them their advice for what types of things that you should look for in a program, and just get a feel from them of what it's going to be like.
And if you have never left the country or traveling seems kind of intimidating to you, I still think it's a really good opportunity because there's a really great support system. You have other students you're going to be in the program with, and everything's just very oriented towards students and youth to encourage you to go out and get cultural opportunities.
There's a big world out there, and the Mudd bubble is just a Mudd bubble. At some point when you graduate, you will go into the world and you will be thrust out of this mud bubble, and you can come back and visit, but it's, one way or another, you leave this environment. And so having experienced that beforehand, by going to a new place and having to deal with new challenges, really helped me.
And my final advice is to do it.
I would say go for it, step out of your comfort zone, and study abroad.